We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show. Happy Friday. Entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Catella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny southern Scottsdale, Arizona.
Today, Jill and I talk about how many offers should you really be sending a month. And yesterday we agreed that
We'll do 3 levels.
Yeah.
Whether you're brand new, whether you're intermediate or just an average, in this business, and then your advanced / pro, what you should be sending. And we, like I said, we separately wrote down our numbers and we'll share them with you in a few minutes.
But before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And if you're a Land Academy member already, join us on Discord. I really mean that. If you're a Land Academy member already, this Discord thing was one of the best things that ever happened to this group. It's just real-time advice. Hey, should I be buying this property or not? Hey, I need a lawyer in Atlanta. It's pretty cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. It is. Austin wrote, hello. After reading a recent post, I came across an affidavit of disclosure. I looked it up and it looks like Arizona may require this document when transacting land. From my Arizona transactions so far, I've conveyed the property to my buyers with a special warranty deed and an affidavit of property value. Am I doing the right thing or do I need to include this additional document to be above board? Thanks, Austin.
You're doing every single thing right.
Mm-hmm.
And for Arizona, it just happens to be called an affidavit of property value. There's a lot of other, by the way, this is all you need to buy property. 2 documents, the deed and let's just call it an addendum because it's called different stuff in different states. It's called a PCOR in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call it in California?
I can't remember.
The reason for this document is so that the assessor, the assessor and the treasurer get a copy of it. Actually, I'm sorry. One goes to the recorder, the deed, and the affidavit never gets recorded. It gets walked over or sent to the assessor to notify the assessor that a transaction happened, and so that it gets reassessed most of the time for the next year's tax rates, which gets communicated to the treasurer.
Based on what you paid for the property.
Right. In some states, they don't do it at all. They used to not do it in New Mexico. I haven't done a deal there in a while, and which was just slam that stuff out. You could do a deed in 5 seconds, but they require something now. Today's topic, how many offers should you really be sending per month? This is the meat of the show.
This is your inventory. This is why you are in business. This, I would argue, is the number one thing. You can't buy any property to sell any property to make any money if you don't have any deals coming in, and you don't have any deals coming in if you don't send out any mail. So this is crucial. And I see people often make mistakes, and it's one easy little fix. They're setting too little. You can't send 100 a week. You can't handwrite them. You can't, it's like, I'm going to do actually today, by the time this airs, it'll be last week. I'm going to talk on Clubhouse about the difference between, the number of deals that we get sending direct mail versus driving for dollars. Even pre-COVID, let's just say pre-COVID, you can go knock on anybody's door, introduce yourself, hand them a card, and you're trying, this is what a lot of people used to do. That's how they would find deals, and get sellers that way. How many can you reach in one day? Think about it. You've got your best running
50.
shoes on. You've got packed your lunch. Maybe. Now, maybe not how many doors you knocked on. How many people you actually talked to? How many people opened the doors?
0.
How many gave you the time of day? And how many are really serious?
That's a good way to get shot, actually.
If you're lucky, you got, one or 2 good conversations, and all you're doing is laying the foundation for someday if you decide to sell, please call me. I'm a good guy. And I love this neighborhood. That's really all you're doing. But wow. Well, and what we could do in hours, and blast is, very big difference. Okay. So let's go. What did you say? And I'll just say per month. Is that okay?
Yeah. If you're brand new at this,
okay,
like this is the first episode you've ever listened to, we're not going to go over the benefits of why mail works.
Right.
Just go back into the library of podcasts and look at why mail works, because we could spend a week talking about how incredibly amazing and why sending out a blind offer campaign and how we do it is beneficial.
Right. Okay. So beginner, how many a month?
1,500,
Me too. Love it. Intermediate?
3,000 to 10,000.
Oh, good. I'm right in there because I said 5,000. All right. Now I'm advanced. I'm a pros. My business, I have a team.
30,000 plus.
Oh, I said 10,000 plus.
That's okay.
Nice. Okay.
By
Because you're
the
doing
way-
like 10,000 a week. So
By the
that-
way, if it's priced correctly and you're doing it correctly, you should buy for every 1,500 you send out, you should buy a property. And I mean buy a property where you double your money quickly.
Mhm.
We've-
That's the bottom. Like your often yield is going to be higher. But
That's
this
the
is-
way bottom.
Yeah.
That's the worst case.
Way bottom.
You know,
Yeah.
I did a 1,500 mailer recently and we've got like 12 properties under contract
Mhm.
because it's really surgical strike specific,
Mhm.
but we also offered a lot. How about for houses?
Oh,
Don't
I
look at
didn't,
my numbers.
I didn't know we're doing houses. Oh, this is good. Okay. So for houses, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to say 3 times as much.
That's about right.
Times 3.
5,000 for new,
Mhm.
15,000 to 50,000. That's 3 times, and 50,000 plus.
There we go.
And you should be targeting markets, housing markets that where it's more of a dollars game than it is a percentage game for land. You should probably try to target making $90,000 to $100,000 a property. So for 1 out of every 5,000 letters that you send out, you buy a house where you're going to make $100,000.
Let's back up. Those are LA prices. Let's give some Arizona prices. I'm
No,
not
I
going to
mean-
make $100,000 on a $250,000 house.
We just made $100,000 in Leisure World, $95,000 gross.
Okay. Let me back up. Let me give some real world numbers too. You're doing nothing wrong if you make $30,000 on a house.
Yeah, net after if there's real estate agents involved, after all of that stuff. So I'm saying the
Thank you.
spread between the price that you buy it for and the price that you sell it for should be very close. Should be between about $90,000 plus. And in markets like right now, in downtown Phoenix or in the real low DOM areas in Arizona, we're just picking on Arizona. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard to accomplish that. That's why I always preface by saying this. These numbers work. These yield numbers I just gave, one for 1,500 and one for 5,000, is if you picked a good area
Right.
and you priced it correctly.
Mm-hmm. And you have you're answering the phones.
Old Town Scottsdale is a terrible place to send mail. There's a good chance. This is why you
think
should be a
so?
member of Land Academy House Academy because, well, I'll save you some time and money.
That's hilarious.
It's just too busy. There's too
Yeah.
many people, too many rehabbers.
So what do you think is the number one reason people are not sending out mail?
They're afraid of making a mistake.
Love it.
Number one, Land Academy solves that, House Academy. And number 2, they're deathly afraid of answering the phone.
Yeah. I hear that a lot. They're
That's
like,
solvable by getting a partner.
if I send the mail, then they're going to call me.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's really what should happen. What do I do? Well, you make it, know your stuff. Have that checklist out. I share it. It's free. You can get it on our stuff. Print it out. Have it on your desk. That's even what I do with new employees. And make sure they ask all the right questions. So then when they get the purchase agreement back and I have all the questions answered, I can review the deal. That's the and you
If you
will
have any
after a
questions,
few phone calls, you already will sound like a pro.
reach out to other members. If you're a member already, please reach out. Use the Discord tool. It's
Mhm.
amazing the amount of people. This is just a really good group. There's
Oh, yeah.
it's packed full of
Oh.
stand-up people that want to help.
I think, we inadvertently started that way. I think our giving, the way we give back, I just talked about this. I was on somebody else's, we're all Clubhouse now. I was on somebody else's, it was a 7-figure sales venue where
Oh
people
my
were
gosh.
talking to people about
You could teach
coaching
that
them.
class.
Right.
You are
And-
7-figure
Thank
sales.
you. I know that. Well, that's what I kind of said. They're like, who are you? Because I have a couple companies that are doing that. So, but oh shoot, I'm sorry, it made me lose my train of thought there. Ooh. Oh well, I'll get back to it.
Well, what we were talking about is we're the people. We set the stage. We set the tone for giving back and
Oh, yeah,
creating this helping environment, not
That was
not
it.
a competitive market.
Okay, I was explaining how to get to get started and get rolling in anything, you give stuff away for free. You build up, and it's relationships. And what we gave away and started in this community was a lot of us. a lot of our time. We still do. Our energy and
Yeah.
answers, we don't hold back. So, so you were talking about how great our people are. I think it's because we're all that way. I'm
I think-
sure of it.
Me too.
Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Join us next week for another interesting episode. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Hilarious. Talk about short-term memory.
Send a lot of mail out.
Yeah. That's it. That solves it. That solves everything.
When you get to the point where you're getting daily deals in, it's a good feeling. You should be running around the first year of your career trying to figure out how you're going to do this many deals, and it's just be it should look like a hot mess.
Yeah.
Really.
That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable, and we really do appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please check out our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and give us feedback on the shows you love.
We are Steve and Jill.
And
Information
inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.
Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.